What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I have another subscriber requested course here, but with a little bit of a twist on it today. As you could probably tell by the funky title, we are playing Echo Valley Golf Club in London, Ontario, Canada. This comes courtesy of the loyal subscriber Uneven Par. Shout out to you. Basically, this came to be because he was watching the Red Maples simulator vlog back here, and he said that ridiculous recommended shot on hole 4, again referencing Red Maples, gave me an idea. You should do a round where you must listen to Garmin and try to hit the recommended number/line they give you. On a course like this, it could get interesting. So even if it recommends you hit a tee shot 260, that's the number you have to try to hit, even if with a smooth driver swing. I don't know about that, but or if it has you aimed at a tree, you can't aim in a different location. So I really like that idea, and then I replied to him and I added, I think this will basically, it'll force me to not only work on some distance control, as I have to wake up the R10 there, have to force me to work on some distance control, but also my dispersion and shot shape, because I can't obviously aim if there's, for example, I haven't looked at this course yet, but if there's, for example, water left, I can't aim way right for the Garmin. I'm going to have to basically leave it dead straight. So I asked him which course he wanted me to play, and he said try Echo Valley Golf Club. It's a nice challenging course in my area, so this should be interesting. As for the names, like I said at the beginning with the funny title, I'm probably just going to call this something along the lines of typical YouTube title, like I let Garmin caddy for me, but me and Uneven Par were tossing back and forth a few names. I was thinking the first thing that came to mind was Garmin Says, along the lines of Simon Says, and then Uneven Par had the ideas of Home to Hero Caddy, Golf Simulator Caddy, or simply Garmin Caddy. So basically, I'm going to try this for one round back here. Again, that was a bit of a lengthy intro. I wrote all that stuff down just so I could relay it all. But basically the idea of this is, because there's been at times some kind of funky shots, it tells me to lay up, or it tells me, like, if, for example, going out of trees, sometimes I just try to bomb it through the trees. It has me go sideways, or if there's like a dog leg on a par 4 or something, usually Garmin has me lay up maybe say like 200, 220, and then sometimes I try to cut the corner with driver. So basically for this whole video, I'm not going to touch anything. I'm going to leave it exactly down the middle, and I'm going to leave it exactly to the number that Garmin has me suggesting to hit. So basically for this one, 259 down 9, and for all of these shots, I'm going to try my best to hit the exact number in the exact spot. So right down the middle, and I'm going to try my best to, like he mentioned, smooth, easy driver swing on some. We'll see how I'm hitting it, but yeah, basically I'm just going to hit for whatever suggestion, pull out that club and try to hit that number in that spot exactly. So should be interesting, and again, we're going to try this out. If you guys seem to like this idea, give Uneven Par a shout out, and I'll possibly make this into a series. So give me any other names of the series that you may think is fitting, and I'll maybe incorporate that going forward. But let's get into it real quick for the rundown. Garmin Approach R10 behind me on a DIY level stand, Country Club Elite mat, Cali Super Fast ball, DIY stance mat, 10x7 nets, and Home to Hero you're seeing within the Garmin golf apps. So again, schedule's been kind of crazy as of late. Been close to a week since I come out here and played again. I did come out maybe 2-3 days ago. I was only able to hit balls for about 30 minutes because I got caught in some rain back here. But I was just trying something, and I'm going to try to do it again today. Just basically, it feels a lot more exaggerated than it'll probably look on camera, but just to basically have the feeling of when I'm addressing the ball, kind of squatting down and get a little bit more knee bend into the ball. It seemed like when I was doing that the other day, I felt like I could swing harder with better consistency, and it was less wear and tear and strain on my back, because obviously squatting down into it more, you're incorporating more of the bigger muscles in your legs and glutes, everything else, as opposed to just your kind of lower back area from the twisting. So I'm gonna give that a go. I was hitting them pretty good hit a couple 48s and a couple 9-irons on the range, and I was hitting them pretty good. So basically just gonna hopefully not overdo it too much, which I tend to like to do and tinker with things. I think I've tried like 3 different things in these last couple videos out here, but you know, just gonna try to squat down a little bit deeper, a little more knee bend into these, addressing the shots across the bag. So without further ado, I'm going to check the camera real quick to make sure it's going. I have another fun one, well, not quite as fun, a little bit of a different one I'm planning on playing right after this too, which should be cool. So stay tuned for that next video that you'll be seeing. But this one is definitely on the more quirky, interesting side. I really like, again, shout out to Uneven Par. I like not only the requests for the courses, but if you guys out there have any kind of quirky ideas for some of these one-off videos, and then possibly make it into a full-blown, like, continued on series, let me know. There's only so many things I can do back here, unfortunately, with the simulator. But any of these kind of ideas to incorporate some different kind of playing styles would be fun to do. So, again, also, I apologize in advance if I've played probably hundreds of rounds out here at this point. If I accidentally, just out of habit, move the aim, I'm going to try to catch myself and move it back, but I'm going to try my best to remember not to touch anything here and just leave it exactly where Garmin wants me to hit it. So here we go, 259, it wants me to hit it. I mean, basically that's just, the driver tee shot is just your average of all your drives, so I can still hit this. I'm not going to try to smash it, but just trying to do a good smooth swing, about 260 out to the middle. That was off the toe, out to the right. Didn't swing super fast. I don't think that's going to be 260, but we'll see. Maybe it is. Maybe I need to squat more, and maybe I need to squat more into the dress and swing easier like that. That was actually decent 267 down the middle. So this is where it's really going to get interesting. These approach shots to me, it's telling me to hit 166. It's the full shot. I would do that anyways. But the dog legs and stuff, like I was explaining, for layup type of shots, and if I find myself in trees, should get a little bit interesting. So 166, right for the middle of the green, down 4. Now, I hit a couple 9-irons in the 160s before when I was playing, so I need 162. I guess I'm going to try a 9, and we'll see if I get 160. It's right in between a 9 and an 8. Problem is the 8 is closer to 170, 175, possibly even 180 towards the beginning of this round, with a little bit of extra power with the kind of deeper squat, and seems like my distance has been up a little bit across the bag as of late, so we'll try the 9 and we'll see what happens here. Oh, that was really thin. That was off like the bottom groove and left. That's gonna have to get down a lot. Land soft, land soft, land soft. Well, that was definitely a long 9-iron, but that's not exactly the distance that I was talking about and hoping for. 189 or 179 yard, super thin 9-iron. Jeez. All right, 15 yards in the rough. So we need about 17 or 16 and a half. I'm gonna go 60 degree. Again, fall time here. I took the vest out. I think this might be a mainstay again for these colder videos now that the weather's going down. It's actually pretty nice. It's like a high of 67, I think, today, but you guys, I assume, are probably pretty similar. When it starts to turn from summer to fall, those first couple cold days, maybe even like the first week, it seems drastically colder than it really is until your body kind of acclimates, and then if like a month from now it's 67 like now, I'd probably be out here in shorts and a t-shirt sweating just because your body gets used to it. But right now, feeling a little bit on the colder side, especially in the shade. But 60 degree. I didn't finish my thought there. Hopefully that registers. The reason I was saying that is fall time around here. Ooh, pretty good shot. My shoes, probably can't tell, but I walked out here. All the grass stays wet pretty much the whole day just from the dew on the grass and everything. So it is a little bit damp out here. Hopefully we don't have too many no reads, misreads, etc. But all right, we're off. Second hole, par 4, even through 1. So it's telling me to go up and over this tree. Again, I'm not going to change the line. I just kind of want to take a look at where we're going. All right, Garmin has some faith that I can get up and over this tree, I guess. The old Garmin R10 caddy. Let me know out there if you guys are R10 users, if you generally if you change the line every time and kind of hit the shot that you want, and possibly if there's like trees or water, you move it to avoid it with the start line, or if you generally just kind of leave it the way it is and just hit those shots anyways. I guess this would be pretty helpful. I know I have a buddy that comes here that's not quite as consistent, to say the least, but he generally just goes whatever Garmin recommends for the shot, and it's usually pretty accurate based on his tee shots and second shots, etc. So I'd be curious if you guys think it's probably beneficial for some more beginning type of golfers versus if you kind of know your stock yardage is pretty close. Probably not as applicable, but that was still off the toe, and that was thin and to the right. That's probably going to be right into those trees. Go through. That could be a penalty. Ooh, we got a big bounce. All right, it's going to let us play from there. All right. No real big differences of what I would do so far. It's still telling me to go for the green here. So 90 yards up one plus another 9. So we need right around 100 out of this rough. I'm going to go choke down 48. I like that number. One thing is, though, I was noticing the vest, especially when I choke down on clubs, gets stuck a little bit. I gotta get used to that again. Alright. Should be pretty straight. Hit a little bit thin, though, so that's probably gonna have to get down. Sit. Should be another par. Not the worst shot in the world, just a little bit thin and long. Again, since uneven par, I came up with the idea. All right, this one's a little bit, I would probably aim differently. I was going to say, since uneven par, I came up with the idea. I asked him which course. I probably, if I continue this, maybe I'll probably look for some with some courses with some crazy dog legs. It would be probably a little more applicable for some of these shots that Garmin's recommending. But this one's a par 5 and it's a dog leg, so it wants us to hit 257 down 5, 250 right there. So actually, I'm not even gonna, I could go easy driver. I think I'm actually, yeah, I'll go easy driver. I was debating going 3 hybrid to switch things up. Usually hit that to about 250, 260-ish. But we're gonna go easy driver and just try to put it right where Garmin's telling us. Should be pretty close. A little bit low, but that was a nice easy swing. It should draw left. Should put us in a good spot as long as it gets down and stops before those bunkers. Feels weird swinging that easy with driver. I'm thinking too, it's probably going to mess up the easier that I consistently swing. Granted, this is only one round, but if I keep swinging easy like that and hitting it 230 off the tee, it's going to start bringing down my averages. So if I do this continuously, it's going to keep suggesting a lower and lower yardage tee shot, but that's all right. 237, it's telling us to go for the green, so 237 down 4. 233. Kind of in between a 5 and a 4 hybrid. Guess I'll swing an easy 4 hybrid. Again, like I mentioned at the beginning, at least this video by itself, and if I continue it, should help me, like I said, dispersion, distance control, and now that I'm playing a few holes, help me play a little bit more conservative and not swing out of my shoes and swing quite as hard at everything. Just kind of maybe club up or just think about swinging a little bit easier on some of them, which would probably be pretty beneficial. 4 hybrid. Oh, that was really heavy. That's going to be short right. That's not what we were looking for. Took a little bit too much off of that one. That one I swung really easy. I hit it terrible too, but... Alright, 74. No slope, no rough. Gonna go choke down 52. Struck it decent, but left the club face open. That's going to be out to the right, and distance control. The wedges. Didn't quite feel like a 92-yard swing, but I did hit it clean. A little bit toey, a little bit low, left a imprint on the ball. Not good. 19 yards in the rough, so we'll go with 60 again. We need about 21. I have been, like I mentioned in the past couple of videos, grounding the club first, especially on these shorter wedge shots, and it seems to help with the reads. It just gives the Garmin an extra second. Generally, I like to hover my club, but just for the sake of getting it to register more frequently. Another par though, we'll take it. Alright, let's see what Garmin recommends here. Well, it's still kind of a driver. I wonder if it knows, it definitely takes into account of what like my average shots are, first shot, second shot, etc. I wonder if it knows that I generally like to go for it a little bit more versus laying up on some of these like par 4s. So I would assume other people that either hit it further or not quite as far, it might suggest something else different. But if it knows that on average I hit about at 256 with my good ones and bad ones, if it's telling me to still do that, I don't know. Alright, this one I can take more of a fuller swing here. Still out to the right, I'm not releasing the club enough. Jeez. I think that was up 11 yards, but still 230, 228, 220 into the rough. I think I'm exaggerating some of these easy swings a little bit too much. We gotta start hitting a little bit further than 228 off the tee. Alright, still telling me to go for it. 106 up 2, so we're at 108 plus another 10, 11, so 118, 119-ish. Gonna go choke down 48 in my head. Play it at about 115, 120. Usually if I hit a full 48, it's about 125, 130. So I guess it's about 75% 48 here. Pulled it left, but we'll see distance. Alright. Like I said, pulled it, but actually the distance wasn't bad on that. Now the par, clean scorecard so far. 5th hole par 3. 187. So I don't think this, so far, we've had almost every single shot I would have done exactly the same. I may have taken some different lines off the tee, but so far, not a huge difference. In what I would regularly be doing, but I mean, we're even through 4, so something's working out. So 187 up 3. We need 190, should be a good stock 7-iron swing here. Came up out of that thin and right. that tree and slow down. Alright, I don't know if it did or not. Probably lucky. That was really thin. Pretty far 7-iron, but didn't strike it great. Probably looks, I was thinking before I hit that, probably looks like I'm a little bit more hunched over, which I probably am just because I'm squatting down into it a little bit. Again, I don't know if you guys will be able to tell a whole lot of a difference if it looks any different than, usually I just feel I'm a little more upright, and I think it probably because I'm more upright, not as much bend in my knees. I just feel like I'm not getting as much, generally speaking, I have pretty strong legs. I feel like you watch people like Rory, they kind of squat down into it, and especially when he's coming through, he like dips down. Made me think of it of the there's videos going out there, they have like a robot swing machine, and you grab the club and you get the feeling of what Rory's swing path and kind of motion is, and it's like basically all the guys, it depends on your height too, but it seems like when they were coming through, Rory really goes down and then explodes up and through the ball. So I feel like with me starting out, maybe a little bit exaggerated at first, but a little more in a squatted position, can utilize some more power in my legs, versus if you're more upright up here, you're only using like this little bit of movement in your legs versus a wider, more range of motion, I guess. I don't know. All right, 255. So we're gonna hit driver down the middle and we're gonna see if we can get 255. I've been swinging too easy these last couple, so again, I'm trying my best to hit the number distance-wise exactly on the nose, but I think I need to swing a little bit harder to get it to 255 than what I've been doing. Should be better. Maybe a little bit more than 255, but that should be right down the middle. All right, landed about that. Rolled out a little bit more. Now I just gotta find a happy middle ground. Story of my golf life. Gotta find a happy middle ground between that and like 228. All right, 114. So it's still telling us we're going up and over this tree. I would have thought through 5 holes there would have been some shots that Garmin was telling me to, like, for example, this one, go up, like lay up short right or something, but 112 down 4, so we need 108. I'm gonna go 48. Put a little bit extra mustard on my regular 100-yard shot with this. Not the best strike in the world, but oh, I hit the tree. I was gonna say it was gonna be pretty straight. Kind of surprised we hit that. That was a little bit higher on the face for a 48. I thought that would have got up and over the tree. Felt kind of like a spinnier pop-up, but all right. 14 yards. Gonna go 60. What I could do, I guess, I could possibly, now that I'm thinking about it, I could switch my account and I could play as one of my friend's accounts that doesn't hit it quite as far, and I could try to do those distances instead, because it only recommends him. Usually he doesn't even use driver, he just hits a, he got the same exact, I think it's either a 3 or 4 hybrid that I have, the RBZ one, and he hits that anywhere between like realistically 130 and like 220 off the tee. So generally it recommends him to something like in between like 150, 175 off the tee. I could, for the next one, if you guys want to see this again, switch the account over to like his name, because I've had, when people come over here, I just put their name in and it keeps track of all the different people that have played. So I could try his account, but I don't know, let me know what you guys think. 60 degree. All this talking, I forget what I'm hitting, 14 yards. A little bit thin, pulls it a little bit left, we'll see. Didn't ground the club either, so Garmin didn't like that one. I'm just thinking, although I'm trying to do the shots exactly, distances and exactly where Garmin wants it, this has been a pretty standard round so far, so not a whole lot has changed. Wondering how I can kind of crank things up a notch. hit it better, but that's going to be on the longer side, probably closer to 20 and left. Yep, 22. Bogey, I think, on that one. Hey, at least we don't have to do push-ups. Alright. 256 up 8. 7th hole, par 4, 392 yards. Let's see if I can get, so what is that? 264? See if I can hit 264. Or plus or minus 5 or 10 yards of that. Swung easier, a little bit high on the face. Should be actually pretty close to that, I would think. Nope, short. I don't know how applicable easy driver swings off the TR, but I guess if I ever find myself needing to hit 230 yards and I decide to hit driver on a tee box, this will be some good practice, I suppose. Alright, 154 down 2. This should be a good 9-iron distance here. Should be pretty good. Might fade a little bit, but popped it up just a tad, but it should be pretty close to what we're looking for. Yep. Alright, Garmin, give me something interesting here. 8th hole, par 3. 226 down 1. Alright, I'm going to try the 5-iron. The other day, like I mentioned when I came out here experimenting with that, squatting into the address type of thing, and I got caught in the rain. I only brought out, it was actually pretty nice. I came out, I hit a couple shots just experimenting with that feel without even turning on the R10, so just focusing on kind of contact and that motion that I was looking for, and then after that I turned it on, but I only brought out, usually I don't do that just because I was kind of short on time. I knew there was possibly rain coming. I only brought out a 5-iron and a 9-iron, and it was actually pretty good. It was a beneficial little practice session, so may do that in the future. Doesn't mean I'm gonna magically fix my consistency issues with my 5-iron, but struck it halfway decent, but I left it out to the right. Good distance number. I was close to what I was trying to do. I just didn't close the club face or release it. Alright, gotta put this inside the inner circle to save par. 18 yards in the rough, so another, we'll call it 2. Need 20. Going 60 degree. Again, a little bit of a pull left. That might also be a little bit longer than 20, but should be close. Landed soft. Alright, I think that's inner circles. I think we scraped out par. All things considered, I'm actually playing halfway decent. Don't feel like I'm doing anything like super special. I'm just kind of swinging easy, kind of working my way around the course. Maybe I should do this type of playing style more often. Alright, 255 up 4, so it's telling us to hit 259 down the middle. See if I can do that. We'll see. Started out right, coming back left. Maybe a little bit longer than 259, but I still swung pretty easy. Oh no, I think it's actually gonna be close. Oh, we missed it by a yard. All right. It's about as good as I can do right there. It's more luck than anything, but that's what I was trying to do. So, 121 up 2 should be about 95%, 48 here. A little bit thin. Should still be decent though. That'll do. Pig, donkey, farm animal. Nothing wrong with that. All right, onto the back nine. So I think we're what, 1 over through 9? Take a look at the scorecard quick. Yeah, 1 over through 9. I think that was all pars besides 1 bogey. Maybe I should just swing easy. Go figure. All right, 255 up 3. See, the distances, now that I've been hitting it shorter, the recommended distance is already starting to come down a little bit. Now it's telling me to go only 258. Let's see if I can do that. The next one's going to be more of the next round I play right after this is going to be more so of the regular kind of try to put myself out there with some more fuller driver swing, so it should correct itself. One round here and there won't affect things a whole lot, but let's see. 258 here. Decent swing. I don't think I put enough on. I think I swung too easy. Nice little baby draw though. Starting out to the right, coming back left. Yeah, a little bit short. Swung really easy at that, but contact better. 248. It's like a 4 hybrid distance. All right. Now this one I would swing out of my shoes and either hit like a full 4 hybrid or an easy 3 hybrid to get the 247. Garmin's only telling me to hit it 239 down 1, so 238. So that's definitely going to be a smoother, easier swing. Not super easy, but it's going 4 hybrid. So this is the first real shot that I would have done something slightly different. Going 4 hybrid, usually play this to about 240, 245. Occasionally when I hit a good 250. So need about still probably 90% out of this. Again, struck it good, just left the club face open, didn't release it. It's gonna be right side. Right into the bunker too. Well, it was close to the distance that we were looking for, and that probably would have been pretty spot on if I released the club a little bit more or drew it more, and if that hit the fairway instead of right into the bunker, that probably would have rolled out pretty close to that distance. So 31 yards out of this bunker. Doesn't look like it's a super deep bunker, so it should play pretty close to that 20%. It's always kind of a guessing game out of these bunkers how it's going to come out, but 31, 20% is going to be 6, so I need about 37. I'm going to go choke down 52 and just play the best that I can, about 40 yards with this. Kind of thin and left. I may need to get down. Alright, landed soft. Scraped down another par though. Although I do wish it was warmer. It is kind of nice to be able to bundle up just a tad and not be completely soaked in sweat after a few holes, so it is kind of nice. My back stays nice and warm with the vest. Big fan of a vest when I'm golfing. When it gets to like fall time or even springtime, keeps your arms, you're not restricted. Generally speaking, if I can, I prefer just to wear shorts and like a short sleeve polo, just so my arms and my legs don't feel any kind of restrictions while I'm swinging. But the vest is pretty close to that. It does feel nice. Keeps your back and like your core warm, but gives you again that mobility, kind of move around. All right, 255. It's going down by a yard like every time. So now it wants me to, or it's even more. 255 down 2. I don't know if it takes into account. I think it might just be the regular number, and then the slope is kind of just to add on either plus or minus. But 255 down 2. So I'm gonna do the slope adjusted numbers. I'm gonna see if I can hit it 253. That's what I've been doing the whole time. A little bit heely. That one's going to be left. And I didn't swing super hard. That's probably going to be short of what we were looking for. Yeah. May have been closer if we hit the fairway and it rolled out, but it's kind of a weird feeling. I feel like I'm swinging the driver at like 50%. Can't say I've really done that a whole lot before, so I'm kind of adjusting and experimenting on the fly of how far some of these go. Generally, I'm at right around 90, 95, 100% driver swing every single time, just because when I hit it good, I feel like that's a strength of my game. But this is a little bit of a difference. 98, another 10, or yeah, call it 10 yards, so 108. We're in the rough. Gonna go 48. Kind of threw my hands at it. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. And it looks like nothing. So we're gonna do it again. That was a weird feeling swing. Probably would have been fine, would have still been on the green, but alright, take 2. That was a better strike. Pulled it a little bit left. May need to get down just a tad. Sit. Ooh. Landed pretty close to what we were looking for. Just rolled out a little bit more. I think that's still a par though. Find out soon enough. Another par. Alright, 12th hole, par 3. 162. Alright, I'm gonna learn my lesson from the last one when I tried to swing with a fuller 9. This time I'm gonna go soft 8. Try to hit 162. Pulley. It's probably going to be long left. Went soft. Well, it was long left, but that's the problem. Sometimes you choke down. I've said it before. We got 170 out of that choke down 8 iron. Still a par, but sometimes you choke down and you try to take distance off it and you actually strike it a little bit better, more consistently, and you get closer to, usually I just like a full swing with that 8 iron, play it about 170, 175, so, I mean, the pull didn't help, but it's frustrating. Sometimes you try to take something off of it and you get close to your stock yardage anyways, so. Alright, 1 over through 12, 13th hole, par 4, 314. It's telling us to go 254, down 1 right there, so 253. What does a 253-yard driver swing feel like? That's the question. Probably not that. That was high in the face out to the right. Hopefully it comes back a little bit. I'm not putting enough on it. It's going to be nice next time. A little bit of a different videos too next time, but closer to a standard round, so it's going to feel good to actually take full swings with that. It feels just a little bit like I mean, I guess that's the whole point of this, but it feels like I'm kind of not doing myself. I'm like leaving, got more in the tank, and I'm taking too much off of it trying to hit that number versus taking like a full unrestricted smooth swing. But 75 up 4, and we're in the rough, so that puts us to 79 plus another 7.5, call it 8. So what was that, 87? Go 52. That might be too much again. Alright, landed soft, not terrible. Seems like I'm either, again, I think the last time I came out here I was experimenting with that pull draw type of feel because of uneven par again, or not because of him, but that's kind of the shot he plays, so I was just trying to experiment with it. I think some of that's still in effect and leaching over. It seems like I'm either pulling it a little bit further left than I would like, or I'm leaving the club face open and it's going out to the right. No real in between here so far. Alright, we're going further and further downhill here, so distance wise that's recommended, that is off the tee. 14th hole par 4, 324, and Garmin's telling me to hit it 251. Put a little bit more into that one. Started right, we'll see if it comes back. Should be closer to the distance we're looking for. Still swung pretty easy. That was like 75%. Oh, we missed it by a yard. Or a couple. What'd I say, 251? 253? I don't know, I'm getting delirious. 254 though, that was close. That was better. Alright, 74 down 2. Going back to the old 52. We need 72 yards. Left the club face open on that one. That one's going to be spinny high and right. We'll see though. Alright. Kind of got lucky on that one, but tell you what though, this has been a very stress-free round. Definitely find myself getting into trouble trying to. Alright, we got a dog leg here. This may tell us to lay up. 250, yeah, definitely 254 down 19. Pretty stress-free round though. I find myself definitely putting myself sometimes into trouble trying to get closer to my max out distances and trying to increase distance. I swing at stuff, and sometimes obviously consistency suffers with that. Versus this, I'm swinging 50-75%. Obviously the wedge shots are pretty much the same, but iron shots, but finding myself in better positions, go figure, swinging easier, and a lot less hairy situations with trees and everything else. So this one now, 254 down 19, so what is that, 235? I could try to hit driver 235, but I think what I'm going to do is go 4 hybrid instead. I was debating doing that for some of the other tee shots, but I think the whole point of this is Garmin tells you to hit a certain thing. I guess you could take it either way. You can pull a different club or just try to hit that number with the driver, etc. But this one I'm going 4 hybrid off the tee. A little bit low, but should be pretty close to that number and down the middle. May actually be a little bit more. Could be like 240-ish, but what do we get again? So that was basically 20 yards. So yeah, that was like 248. Well, I tried. Decent swing though with the 4. All right, 120 up 3. This is gonna be a pretty much full 48 here. We'll see. Caught it a little bit thin and low on the face. Might be short right. Ooh, just got it there. Next round may be interesting. It's kind of, I needed a fuller 48 out of that. It's kind of creeping in. My slower, more controlled swings are creeping into my other shots now when I'm not trying to do it. We'll see if that remains the same for my next round when I can just hit whatever I want. All right, 16th hole, we're still 1 over, par 5, 408, telling us to go 254, down 2, so 252. Probably should have done some math out here, or math before I came out here rather, just to see. I would say, I mean, it's very hot and cold depending on how I'm swinging driver, but I would like to think my stock driver swing that I'm striking at halfway decent is about 270, 275. So what would like 75% of that be? Probably pretty close to like 250. I was just thinking I probably should have done some math figuring out what's a 50% driver swing, 75. Obviously 50 would be, what, 135. Not that I can do a 70 or 50% driver swing on command anyways, but would have been some good information to have before coming out here, I guess. Oh, that was really left. That's gonna be trouble. Oh, it kicked us back. 182. I can already see it now when I cut this video up. If I do it for shorts, the YouTube shorts, I can see people chirping me for a 182-yard driver swing. Alright, this one would be a little bit different too from what I would usually do. So Garmin's telling me to hit it 179 down 2, so 177 plus another 25 because we're in the rough. So that puts us at what? 197, just over 200. So I'm gonna go 6 iron and try to hit it right where it's telling us, right at that corner. Trying to go right there with a 6. This one I would probably, if I was playing regular, I would take the line. I would probably either go further right and hit like a hybrid up there, or I would go over those bunkers into the rough far left and just blast something so I'm closer to the hole. But Garmin's telling us to lay up in the short stuff. Very bad swing. And luckily, I think that was so bad, we're gonna get a free mulligan out of it. That was really thin, low, and right. Kind of half expected more of that with my little bit of difference in how I'm addressing the ball. You would assume consistency and strike location would be affected a little bit, bringing myself like closer to the ground, but no, still, it was straighter, but that was really, really thin and low. May actually get close to what we were looking for, but pretty horrendous shot. It's actually pretty close to where Garmin was telling us to go. I guess that's one way to do it. All right, 94 left, up to 96, going 48. Just a tad heavy, but I struck it pretty good. Oh, I thought that had a chance to go in there for a second. Again, it's a little bit deceiving. Sometimes it feels a little bit heavy, but obviously the mat, ooh, birdie, the mat reacts differently than real life grass. So that was actually probably a pretty clean, crisp shot. And I just felt a little bit more of the mat interaction, and in real life the club would just glide right through the grass. We'll take that though. Brings us to even, 2 holes left, 17th hole par 3, 152 up 3, so going 9 iron. Oh, that was horrendous. I swiped way across that. That's going to be so short and right. That was a moon balloon. That was like towards the top of the net. That was so bad. So a 9 iron. Alright. Well, typical. You got a birdie, you're probably going to give it right back here, unless we put this inside the inner circle. 22, up 1, and we're in the rough. So 23 plus another 2-ish, 25. We'll go 60. A little bit pulley again. It may actually be a little bit, I put maybe a little bit too much on it, but we'll see. Ooh, it landed soft for us. Alright. It did get up pretty high, but usually I try to stick to about 20-ish or less with that 60 back here. That one was a little bit, that was right in between like a 56 and a 60, so. Alright, we made it. So far, there's only been a couple shots that we kind of altered things. It's more so of a, I let Garmin tell me to hit 50% on my driver type of video, but something a little bit different, spice things up a little bit. 18th hole, par 4, even through 17, 380, and it's telling us to hit 251 up 1. So let's see for the final drive here if I can put something down the middle at 252. We'll see. Didn't hit it great, so it might be. That was low and right. Ooh, it's coming back. We're gonna get 252 out of it? I don't know. Stay in the fairway. Nope. Just for S&Gs, as they say. If you guys are watching this, next time you go out and either practice or play around, try hitting a driver at 50%, see how it feels. Alright. Let's see if we can stick this green. 139 down 1 plus another 14. So 138, 148, 152, I believe, if I did my math right. I'm going to go 9 iron and hopefully not do what I just did on that last one. That was hit a lot better. Maybe a little bit too much, but should be pretty close to it. Yep, a little bit long, but 3 yards from what we were trying to do, and that was hit significantly better than the other one. Birdie? Hey, look at that. Well, That's probably about the cleanest scorecard. The metrics down low, especially the fairways, don't really reflect it, but that's one of the cleanest scorecards I've had in a while. So we had what? 2 birdies, 1 bogey, and all the other holes were pars. That's pretty good. So, from Echo Valley Golf Club in London, Ontario, Canada, courtesy not only the course but the idea of uneven par. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys thought of this. We ended up with a 1 under 70, so 36 on the front, 34 on the back. Those 2 birdies definitely helped. 7 out of 14 fairways, we'll take it. We want to be at least 50% on fairways and greens in regulation, if not closer to 75, closer to what the greens in regulation is at 13 out of 18. And then 30 putts, not too bad. Oh no, pretty solid round. Playing a little bit more conservative, swinging easier off the tee. I should probably take note of that and take that into account for future rounds. Next time, definitely not going to do it on this next round, and you guys will see why for the kind of video that I'm doing and possibly a start of another series. But probably something to consider going forward, not only for me, maybe you guys watching too. Maybe swinging a little bit easier. I know I said, I think that was recently too, I said a couple videos ago, the analytics and the data actually suggests you hit it a little bit better when you swing closer to 100% swing out of your shoes type of thing, because I think instincts take over versus trying to hit everything at 75%. But I don't know, the results for this one speaks for itself. Again, the irons, I didn't do anything really different. I guess I could have. Maybe if I do this again, I'll do like a club up and swing at like 75%. I could try doing that, but definitely driver. It seemed like there were still some pretty not so great ones in there, but it seemed like a lot more consistent. Didn't find myself as far into trees when I really hit one bad at full speed, etc. So I don't know, it was fun to do something different. Again, shout out to Uneven Par. Let me know what you guys think, if you want to see me do something like this again, or if you have any other different idea. Give me a quirky name or a quirky idea down below, and or just like usual, if you want to see me just play a course of your choosing, give me the name of the course and the location down in the comments, preferably a little bit of background information so I can write it down and bring it out here, and I'll respond to you and add you to the list. But I'm going to reset things here, pull up the next course, and I appreciate all the support, appreciate you guys watching. Like always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next course.